Greetings everyone, my name is Cody Flanagan. Welcome to my latest challenge, bringing a fresh twist to this tile-based game project by designing and implementing a brand new mechanic. The mechanic I've introduced is a phasing power-up. I pulled inspiration from games like The Tale of Lumina that allow you to temporarily break the established rules of movement to access new areas or bypass obstacles. Let me show you how it plays. So as you can see here, I have a wall tile and the forest tile that I built, and they are impassable. You cannot go around them, right? But if you come down here to the green little orb power-up buff, as you can see when you collect it, it gives you a little cue, audio cue to show you that you got it, and a visual cue with the aura around the player to show you that you have it. And when you come to the forest, you are now able to pass through the forest. But you still cannot pass through the wall tile. So this opens up other paths to you. Now let me show you how I built this so you can implement it or iterate on it. The mechanic relies on two main components, a power-up blueprint with a sphere collision and a green emissive material and a custom forest tile that acts as our obstacle. Here's the logic. So I had to build a BP for the power-up, and I just made a child of the entity interactable and then built on its logic. Of course, I adjusted its uh, visuals, and then in the event graph, because there's some kind of collision problem in the game, the player or something has way too big of a collision box. So if I just did it off of the overlap of the box collision that I have on the power up, then it picks it up way too early. So instead of using the on component begin overlap to do all the normal logic like you would to make up for the distance problem, I activated tick enabled when the player came within range of the collision of the power up. That way we don't have to have tick on all the time, save resources on the system. And when they get within range on event tick, it starts getting the distance from the player to the power up. And as soon as that distance is equal to or under 75, which is about the range of one tile, then it fires the true logic, which gets the player reference and takes the boolean that I had to create on the player. Boolean has phasing buff. And what this does is allows me to use this for the logic to inside the player to recognize that he has the buff to allow him to pass through the forest. So we set this to true here once we acquire the buff. Then we toggle the aura on the player. The aura is built into the player, but it doesn't activate until you pick up the power up. Then we play the sound to show that you got it, and then we destroy the BP for the power up. And then we deactivate tick enabled just to be safe. I know that destroying the actor should do it, but just to be safe. Um, we don't want to continue to use those resources. So that's the logic for the power up. And then we come into the player and we go to move. And besides the visual effect that I gave him, the phase aura here, which you can't see until, like in the gameplay when I pick up the power up, we have the logic that I had to build inside of the move function on the player. And all this did is we took from the true branch of finding the neighbor, and we seen if it was the forest. If it wasn't the forest, then we follow the normal logic all the way up to move the tile. I know this is a lot of crossing wires here. I didn't really see a way around it. I tried to clean it up as much as possible and make it look good. And then if it is a BP forest tile, then we take the has phasing buff. If it's true, then we set the forest tile to enterable instead of non-enterable, and then follow logic. If the player does not have the phasing buff, then we have false, and we just follow the logic like normal, which doesn't allow the player to pass through it. And that's basically it for the logic. It was fairly simple and easy. Um, and oh, I just wanted to show you this didn't have any logic in it, but I did, you have to have the tile that you're going to be able to pass with it, so I made a BP tile forced. I didn't want it to be able to pass through all the walls. It allows for another level of gameplay for the designer and for the player. Uh, Having a separate immovable tile that you can find something to power yourself up to allow you through it, but still having the original tile, the wall tile, that you can't move through. Um, so yeah, that's it for my mechanic. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Have a great day.